Yeah, we back, Fourth Quarter Boys Sports. It is the illustrious Professor Lake. As I said before, man, I'm going to keep feeding y'all all off season. I already know what it is, man. We're getting back into the player positional analysis, and we're going to discuss the quarterback room. You know, mainly this is going to be a talk about Mitchell Trubisky, or as I like to call him, True. We're going to also take a brief look at his backups. The third string quarterback Tyler Bray and second string quarterback Chase Daniels. Without wasting too much of your time, we will jump right into it. But first, you already know what it is, Fourth Quarter Boy Sports. It is your host, the illustrious Professor Lake. Like, comment, share, subscribe. This year in the 2018 season, it's going to be a complete offensive overhaul. We got a new head coach that's offensive minded, and he is designing our attack. A lot of coaches that have coached under the tutelage of Andy Reid have gone on to have successful head coaching careers. But getting into the quarterback room, I'm really interested in finally discovering how Matt Nagy is going to be able to enhance Mitchell Trubisky's quarterback play. What is this offense going to look like on field, not just on paper? And how well is Mitchell Trubisky going to be able to execute in real game time? So briefly, you know, when we talk about Mitchell Trubisky, I'll just go through his short stat line. He played 12 games last season. His win-loss record was 4-8. He completed 196 passes out of 330 attempts. His completion percentage is 59.4. He threw 7 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. He was sacked 31 times. And he had 1 game-winning drive. You know, those aren't impressive stats for our first-year quarterback. A lot of guys have seen promise in Mitchell Trubisky, and I have as well. I think it is unfair to judge Mitchell Trubisky's first season underneath the tutelage of the great Dowell Loggins and John Fox. I definitely think that Dowell Loggins handicapped the growth of Mitchell Trubisky. The overall production of the offense was lacking, largely due to the coordination of the offense. But going into the 2018 season with a fresh slate, a better coordinator, a better head coach, somebody who's more sophisticated when it comes to designing the offense, I think that's going to be a strength for Mr. Trubisky. A couple of hurdles that he still will have to overcome will be learning the new offense like the back of his hand. If he has a lack of understanding of the offense, it's going to show in his gameplay, it's going to show in his decision making, and it is very important for him to be able to get the foundation of this offense down so that he can be able to relay certain information to wide receivers, to offensive linemen. Also, you know, what we see as a strength, weaponizing our offense with a whole new receiving room. You know, Mitchell Trubisky has to also develop some sort of chemistry with these new receivers. He must learn how these receivers break in and out of their routes, speed, reliability, who understands the playbook. You know, so these are things that are getting developed during this off season, and I think that we'll figure out who's a gamer when we get to the preseason and start seeing these guys against real opponents. But that's definitely something that Mitchell Trubisky is going to have to enhance as well, his chemistry with the new receivers. I think he has to understand defensive concepts a lot better, being able to read the defense is important. Understanding what a defensive coordinator may be trying to do to your offense is important. And even with that in mind, you know, I think that it's very important that he gets familiar with our divisional rivals and who are their strong players, where their weaknesses at, and, you know, really trying to figure out a game plan to getting past our rivals. Another challenge for Mitch is how is he going to deal with the pressure of the Chicago media. You know, the minute he makes a mistake, they're going to be saying we should have drafted Deshaun Watson. And the minute that, you know, he wins a game or throws a touchdown pass, you know, they're going to call him the next Joe Montana. So being able to be level-headed in the Chicago market, keeping his head down, working hard, still doing those fundamental things that got him to this point is going to be essential for his development within this offense and just going further into his career. But I like Mitchell Trubisky. So some of his strengths I actually noticed while watching college tape. Now, he's shown the ability to handle the offense with a high passing value, meaning that he can handle throwing the ball the majority of the game if need be. And that's good. That's a strength. A lot of quarterbacks get rattled and fold under pressure. A lot of guys can't handle making these decisions play after play after play. They need the break to hand the ball off just to recalibrate themselves because of the pressure of you know, high volume passing offenses. Also like his ability to improvise when the play breaks down. I think that's going to be essential this year as well. You know, we got a division that has pretty good defenses, and there's going to be times where there's going to be a rusher that's getting free, and he's going to have to improvise. I like his athletic ability in these situations, and I like his accuracy a lot of times. The most important thing that I like about Trubisky is his work ethic and leadership. You know, work ethic, because I have the feeling that even though they're going home in a couple days or so to take their break before training camp, I know that he's going to be in this playbook. I know that he's going to be throwing to a receiver. I know that he's going to be watching practice tape of himself within this offense. And I have no doubt that Mitchell Trubisky is going to come back and light things up in training camp. During game situations, I like his poise. I think that no matter what the score was, you could rely on Mitchell Trubisky to give it his all every single play until the clock read 0-0-0-0. Now, his completion percentage doesn't really show this, but in college, he was a pretty accurate quarterback when his receivers were able to gain some separation. I look to see his completion percentage going up with the improvement of the weapons on the outside. But his accuracy is a strength in my opinion. And he can make big boy throws. He has the arm to get it, you know, 40, 50 yards downfield on a string. And, you know, it doesn't hurt, but he could do everything else just as well. Underneath passes, he has good touch, he has pretty good accuracy, and he can make big boy throws. Weaknesses, you know, I just say his experience within this new offense undoubtedly would be a weakness at first until, you know, he develops. And then you think about his experience in general from college to the NFL. You know, by the time he's in the league for 5 or 6 years, he's going to be way better than he is now. So I still see his experience as being a weakness at this point. One of my friends I talked to at work, his name is John, he kind of gave me a little insight on how he looks at quarterbacks. He said he compared Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady to each other. And he was saying Aaron Rodgers is more of a natural quarterback, but Tom Brady is more of the a quarterback that has to work hard. He has to run plays over and over and over again. He has to see defenses over and over again and watch film to play successful at his position. He's basically outworking people, out-studying people, doing more reps, and he's a workhorse. To whereas Aaron Rodgers, the game kind of comes to him a little bit easier. Understanding defensive concepts come a little bit easier to Aaron Rodgers. Well, with all that in mind, I want to talk about Mitchell Trubisky in those lights. And I think that Mitchell Trubisky is more of a hard worker than a natural. Not to say that's a bad thing. It's just kind of a description of where they are in quarterback status. Aaron Rodgers is a natural. Mitchell Trubisky is that hard worker, and you could win with both though. The last weakness is just being comfortable as the shot caller of an NFL football team. Yes, he's a hard worker. Yes, he may know the offense, but I think the more and more he gains experience working with different players, I think his comfort at being a shot caller will only enhance over time. The next quarterback we're going to talk about is Chase Daniels. He's been a career backup, but in college he was a gamer. He has been in Matt Nagy's system. He's a veteran and can be an aid to Trubisky in understanding Matt Nagy's concepts and what's expected. The last strength I want to mention about Chase Daniels is that he's smart, and overall I think he's probably smarter than Mark Sanchez in this new offense. So I definitely see him as an upgrade, as being an aid to getting Trubisky prepared for the season. If we have to rely on Chase Daniels to start for our team, I think we're going to run into a little bit of trouble. He has never been a starter. He has less game experience than Mitchell Trubisky. He's smaller than Mitchell Trubisky. His size has been a disadvantage for him, and it also plays into the type of skill set that he has. Also a reason why he's never been a starter. It's a definite downgrade from somebody who's been a starter, in my opinion. But that's Chase Daniel. Again, my overall opinion is he's a decent backup that can aid Trubisky in learning Matt Nagy's system. I don't want to see him in the game. I just don't think it'd be a good look for the Bears if it has to be for an extended period of time. Tyler Bray, I really don't want to judge too much on Tyler Bray because there's no real tape on him. And the one play that he had, he fumbled. He has been in Matt Nagy's system, if you want to call that a strength, but he has absolutely no game experience throwing the ball. He is a prototypical NFL quarterback in regards to his size. He has nice height, 6'4". I think he's 227 pounds. But again, he has no experience. Overall, I feel good about Mitchell Trubisky. The other quarterbacks are not as skilled as Mitchell Trubisky, but they do have knowledge of the system. And I think they're going to constantly be talking to Mitchell Trubisky during games and practice and just trying to get him focused and get him the understanding that he needs to master this offense a little bit quicker. When you talk about Mitchell Trubisky, you're talking about a guy who's humble, he works hard. I think he knows that he has areas where he needs to improve, but he's a raw talent. He's a sponge and he's just soaking up all the information Nagy and Mark Helfrich have for him. I think he's seizing the opportunity to really be a leader. And I think that he's going to do some really good things in this offense this season. I'm not yet ready to say that the Bears could possibly be a playoff team. Not yet. I would at least like to see what this offense looks like in a preseason game. I believe that True has the weapons now. I believe that True has the coaching that he needs to blossom in this NFL. And this offensive production for 2018 weighs heavily on how fast Mitchell Trubisky can be comfortable in Matt Nagy's system. So that was the quarterback room, positional analysis. Just just taking a quick look at what we got and maybe where we're going. You know what I say all the time, comment in the comment section. Let's get this dialogue going. It is Fourth Quarter Boys Sports. I am the illustrious one, Professor Lake. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Holla at your boy. And I think maybe I'll do another Where Are They Now? Not sure how I'm going to do it on quite yet, but look for that real soon. And I'm going to keep feeding you with this good Bears news. You know what it is. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Fourth Quarter Boys Sports. I am the illustrious one. Boom!